cancel. Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a video about adult sex workers or adult workers or whatever you want to fucking call it, the adult sex industry. Because yes, obviously, here's the thing, I'm going to put a little disclaimer out there. I have never worked in the adult industry. I only know what I've seen and heard of this. I don't know very much, obviously. I know as much as maybe a little bit more than the average person because I'm really into researching dumb shit and watching documentaries on dumb shit, but I don't actually know anything. So I was watching this documentary series called Hot Girls Wanted, and there's two series. There's a docu-series, and then there's a documentary movie. So the first movie, which in turn made this whole docu-series, is about the amateur porn industry in Florida and Miami or whatever. And then the show is about, different things in the porn industry, or they did one about a cam girl and stuff like that. And those are really fascinating things. It's why don't they have more things kind of talking about porn in that light? But they don't, because again, it's a very stigmatized job, and so people don't want to talk about it because they're afraid to be judged on it. And this is how I feel going into this video. I feel like either side that I go on, people are going to be like, oh, so you agree with it, or oh, you don't agree with it. But personally, I feel like I'm 22. I'm still I feel like I'm in this. I feel like our generation, my generation of people, are a little bit less stigmatized by things like porn, and because the internet, you don't have to go to a porn shop anymore and buy porn. You can just go on Pornhub and you can fucking find porn for free. That I feel like we are very desensitized to the whole idea of porn and sex and what's readily fucking available, I think. But obviously a lot of people, no one, I feel like even now, especially they'll be if you say that you did porn or whatever, people will feel oh, okay, or I'm a stripper, and they'll be oh, okay. And I think for me, I think that there's nothing wrong with doing those type of jobs. If you want to be an escort, or you want to be a cam girl, you want to be a porn star, if you know what you're getting into, I don't think that is a bad thing. You just kind of need to know what you're getting yourself into, I think, because it's especially with porn, and I might do a video on porn, and this is a completely different thing than I want to talk about in this video, but there's a lot of things that you need to consider before going into it, which most people don't, and then it just isn't worth it. But honestly, if you feel here's the thing too, if you feel this is the only way you can make money, that's one way of thinking of that. Or if you feel like that's the only way you can make money, or above all, you like sex, you like doing sexual things, you wouldn't mind doing sexual things with anyone, especially if you're gonna get paid for it, then yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing what you want with your body. To be honest, I think that. I don't do what you want, because here's the thing, there's so much stigma against getting paid for sex or whatever, but in all reality, there are people who go out and if you're gonna fuck someone from a club that you hardly know, what's the difference there? There's just there's not really, you're fucking a bunch of fuck boys, then okay, then why don't I make some cash off of this, market off it, because you're not gonna make any money from the fucking fuck boys, right? But that's also it's part of my thinking, oh, fuck this shit. But then also there is a part where it's you don't want to be reliable. I think, here's the thing though, I think sex work is important. I do. I think that you need sex workers, maybe not as much as you need the military or police officers or whatever, but you do need sex workers, because here's the thing, there are people who for example, really hardcore porn, there are people who watch that and can be satisfied by just watching those hardcore things rather than go out and commit a crime just to get those experiences. Sometimes it's more like a sensory thing, so if you see it, you're like, oh, okay, I'm cool. There are still people who obviously go out and do like sexual deviant crimes and things like that, but it probably, like, I think because it's easily accessible, it is a lot less of, like, obviously I've not done any research on this, but in theory it's a lot less, you know, because you had that like niche like market and you can like whatever, but one is willing to pay someone else for their time or their whatever, then it shouldn't be a problem because the person is willing to pay for this service. It is like any other service, but I don't think that is a problem at all. I personally don't. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? You know, like some people are still like sex is bad. So you shouldn't have sex for a long time. I was terrified of even like talking about sex or saying that I like that to admit that like people get horny. What? You're not allowed to think that. But then also I had like this negative connotation of sex because of like a lot of things and a lot of outside things. And it's not, here's the thing. Someone told me this. It's like those stigmas aren't just for you. It's for every woman or every man. So like it shouldn't bother you as much as it does because it's not like if you go against it, what is anyone gonna do? And it was just like that was one of those conversations where it's like, wait, yeah, you're like, who gives a fuck? Like, and I have that personality where like I don't give a fuck about that much of shit. Yeah, like do what makes you happy. I know this video is kind of like this rambly, like going on video, and like sorry if you don't like these type of videos, but sometimes some people like these type of videos. I like these type of videos. But yeah, like yeah, like I do. Like I think that like talking about sex is important. Not saying that we should talk about sex all the time, 24/7. That's all the things we should fucking talk about. But I think sex is something that since it is stigmatized and we don't talk about it, that's what causes problems and that's what causes the like the negativity that goes on because it's like, okay, what's really okay? If you really think about like the in general of sex, men should do this, women shouldn't do this. So like really just kind of like if you really kind of think about it, it's just all stupid and like I don't know. It's like I feel like it's a lot of things are just stupid and it's misinformed because we don't talk about it. And if we just opened up the door to more sex discussions, then we would have less stigma, I think. But no one wants to talk about it, so yeah. Okay, so here's I don't know. So if you guys want me to do a video on like I guess like sex or porn or whatever, if you want me to do any more adult content that you have like this like inkling to hear me talk about, let me know. But yeah, like I will talk to you guys in my next video. I hope you guys like it. Yes. No. Bye.